What's up, family? Welcome back. If you love women's college basketball, elite talent development, and the rise of the next superstar in the SEC, then buckle up, because this story is special. Today, we're diving into one of the most incredible transformations happening right now in the world of hoops. A story about a player who walked into South Carolina as a talented recruit and is now emerging as one of the most clutch, most poised, and most explosive guards Dawn Staley has ever developed. That's right, this episode is all about Tessa Johnson. Her rise, her journey, and how she went from a quietly underrated recruit to a Gamecock star who looks ready to carry South Carolina into the next era. And trust me, once you hear how Dawn Staley describes her, once you hear how her teammates talk about her, once you hear what she's done behind the scenes, you'll understand why fans are calling her the unsung assassin of the program. Before we jump in, smash that like button, subscribe, and join the strongest community covering women's sports. Let's get this video out to all the Gamecock fans and WBB lovers around the world. Now let's lock in. When Tessa Johnson committed to South Carolina, she wasn't the loudest name in the recruiting class. She didn't come in with hype like Aya Wilson. She didn't arrive with the flash of Malaysia Fulwilly. She didn't carry the weight of being a generational recruit. But Dawn Staley saw something that casual fans didn't. A competitor, a student of the game, a guard with IQ, poise, and fearlessness. From day one, coaches said she showed up to every practice locked in. No distractions. No ego. No attitude. Just pure hoop. And Staley said one line that predicted everything we're seeing now: Tessa has a calm you can't teach. That calm? That's the foundation of a star. Dawn Staley doesn't hand out minutes. She doesn't hand out praise. She doesn't hand out roles. You earn that in South Carolina's system. And that's exactly what Tessa did. Year one, she played her role, learned the system, learned the pace, earned trust. Year two, she added muscle, sharpened her footwork, improved her handle, locked in defensively, and became one of the most reliable players on the floor. Staley started giving her more responsibility, more pick-and-rolls, more spacing actions, more off-ball screens, more defensive matchups, more freedom to shoot. Why? Because Tessa earned one thing every great player needs: trust. Every great Gamecock has that one night, that one matchup, that one big performance that announces, "I'm here. And I'm not going anywhere." For Tessa Johnson, that moment was a clutch performance where she took over late-game possessions, defended the opponent's best guard, and knocked down daggers like she'd been doing it her whole career. Fans said, "Who is this? Where did this version of Tessa come from? She looks like a pro already." And Dawn Staley said something even more powerful: Tessa is built for big moments. She doesn't flinch. That's when everyone realized she wasn't just a good recruit. She wasn't just a role player. She was evolving into a star. Ask any of her teammates, and they'll tell you the same thing. Tessa is the type who stays late after practice, the type who asks for extra film work, the type who knocks down 300 shots after a full training session, the type who studies Dawn Staley's old game tape and actually applies it. She's the kind of player coaches dream about. And that's why the Gamecock staff is so high on her. The combination of humility plus discipline plus basketball IQ has created a monster. And in a program where players like Zia Cook, Brea Beal, Aaliyah Boston, and Destany Henderson became stars, Tessa Johnson is tracking right on that same path. Tessa Johnson isn't a loud player. She isn't a showboater. She isn't chasing highlights. She is clinical. She is efficient. She is methodical. She is cold-blooded when it matters. Here's what makes her elite: a deadly mid-range jumper, confidence under pressure, smooth footwork, elite spacing and timing, quiet toughness, improved athleticism, high IQ decision-making. She plays like someone who understands the game 2 steps ahead, and that is rare in college basketball. Dawn Staley rarely uses the word special lightly. But when talking about Tessa, she uses it often. She's steady. She's reliable. She's about the right things. Staley even hinted that Tessa could eventually become a double-digit scorer, a primary defensive assignment, a late-game closer, And a leader in the locker room. This is no longer just a talented young guard. This is the next wave of South Carolina greatness. South Carolina continues to bring in elite recruits. But Tessa is different. She's not threatened by talent. She grows alongside it. Pairing her with players like Joyce Edwards, Milasia Fulwooly, and other rising stars has only unlocked even more of her versatility. Expect her role to expand soon. More ball handling, more spacing, more late-game shots, more defensive leadership, more responsibility on both ends. The Gamecocks are stacked, and Tessa is becoming one of the engines of the machine. Gamecock Nation has embraced her for one simple reason: she works. She improves. She doesn't complain. She doesn't cause drama. She just hoops. She represents what South Carolina basketball has always been about: character, consistency, competitive greatness.